Allow me, Mr. Letwin, to decorate you on behalf of the President of the Republic of Suriname, what we call Groot Officier in de ereorde van de Gele Ster. I thank you.
Without President Bouterse, Roosevelt would have died. There is no other way to say it. Memoreerde de CEO van Roosevelt, Steve Letwin, de goede relatie tussen zijn bedrijf en de president van Suriname, zijn excellentie Desiree Bouterse. De topman van Roosevelt zei de wandeltocht met de president in het bos van Suriname voor altijd te zullen herinneren. Letwin werd onderscheiden door de vicepresident van de Republiek Suriname, Ashwin Adin. De vicepresident benoemde Letwin tot groot officier in de ereorde van de Gele Ster.
Allow me to say Steve has dedicated tremendous effort to support the Roosevelt operation in Suriname. He has repeatedly demonstrated his commitment to Suriname by spending a significant amount of time in the country, meeting with Roosevelt's operation over a long term, and of course meeting with Roosevelt's management and senior government officials to identify win-win opportunities to sustain the Roosevelt operations and over the long term. The various efforts made possible by Steve's dedication have been recognized, and the Financial Post of Canada that named Steve as the top CEO of 2017 following a 2-year performance in Iamgold shares that topped all other equities in the Canadian securities markets. Distinguished guests, also in community activities, Steve demonstrates his commitment to voluntary leadership, and that is his most recent community affiliations include the Texas Children's Hospital, the UNICEF, and the YMCA. In Suriname, Steve's commitment is equally reflected in his support for programs to advance social development. Programs include the partnership between Roosevelt and the University of Suriname since 2011 for its Masters in Geosciences program, which has produced 14 graduates to date, but also a number of smaller social development investment programs, including the renovation of the Tiltil orphanage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Steve's 30th visit to Suriname. So, since his appointment in 2010, of course, since then it's the 30th. I don't know if you've been here before that. Okay. Dedication helped him see the operation through its most difficult period. Following the collapse of gold prices in 2013 and the persistent challenges at Roosevelt due to its high cost structure and dramatically shortened operation life, all made worse by the gold price collapse. Pressure from the markets to shut down the Roosevelt mines during this period was intense. Just 4 years ago, the Roosevelt life expectancy had been reduced to 2018. As the current date, the mine's expected operation life has been extended to 2028, which does not yet include the expected impact of Saramacca's proposed future development, which would further extend the mine's life, securing more than 1,700 jobs and continued contribution to the economy of Suriname. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve's personal connection to our country began famously with his walk in the jungle with President Bouterse in early 2011, which ultimately led to the negotiating and signing of the Second Amendment in 2013. Steve personally committed to President Bouterse to construct a 5-megawatt solar plant for the benefit of the Republic of Suriname. That plant, one of the first of its kind in Suriname, was commissioned in 2014. More recently, Steve has been personally involved in supporting discussions with Makamboa from New Coffee Camp to develop an accommodation protocol for their small-scale mining activities on the Gross Roosevelt concession, signed earlier this year, which lays the basis for more peaceful relations going forward. On this special occasion, the government of Suriname remains committed to broaden and intensify the mutual relations with Canada and acknowledges the tremendous efforts made by Mr. Steve Letwin for the gold industry in Suriname, including the community activities. Moreover, his involvement, his dedication, and his openness to negotiate in favor of both our nations are admirable.
Well, I am overwhelmed, and I'm sorry after 7 years I don't have many words in Dutch at all. I apologize, but Sharmila, you did a very good job concealing this. You know, at my age, you come to realize that success, like the success we've had in this country, and Mr. Vice President, thank you so much, isn't about one person, is it? And you all know this. We have an advisory board, Mark, VJ, Glenn, Wim's not here, and Dave, who were absolutely instrumental. And I really would like you to give these distinguished gentlemen a nice round of applause. Every trip I make, we have dinner and we talk, and they give me extremely sound advice and counsel. And individually, they have been extraordinary in helping us move things along. And in the country, I would not be standing here if it wasn't for Sharmila. And let's give Sharmila a big round of applause. And, you know, success is about leadership, and we have a fantastic leader with Suresh. And then back home, we have Carol Banducci, our CFO. Carol is here. She made the trip, arrived 2 o'clock this morning. Wonderful. Thank you for coming. On our internal auditor and risk management, and Ramon, Chip, and others who are here. So this isn't about one person, and I do very, very much appreciate and will honor this forever. It's also about the government and the willingness of this government to help. And I cannot emphasize enough the role the President played, President Bordesi, in making sure Roosevelt survived. Without President Bordesi, Roosevelt would have died. And there's no other way to say it. He took my meetings, he walked with me in the jungle, and I'll never, you know, there are things in your life you don't forget. One of your birthdays, your marriage, your daughters and sons being born, walking in the jungle with the President. And it was like 44 degrees centigrade, and we walked 6 miles. I thought I was going to collapse. And maybe he was thinking, I'm going to tire this guy out. And we sat on a log in the jungle, and he pulled out his cigarette package, and he said, how are we going to save this mine? And so we drew the UJV on the back of that cigarette package. And God bless him, he made it happen. And if it wasn't for the UJV and the willingness to help us on the power in 2013 when we were on our knees, there was no question about it, we were on our knees. And he took our meetings and he helped us. And hopefully we've helped him and we've helped the country. And we've tried our best to do that. And as a result now, what a beautiful mine we have. Isn't that great? And I think this mine is going to be well past 2040. And that means jobs and royalties and taxes to help infrastructure and education and healthcare in this country for 20 years and more. Because this is a very prolific shield, very underexplored. Minister Dodson, thank you and for your vision and your help, and the Minister of Defense and the Minister of Finance and everybody that's been involved, and the Mac&Boa for negotiating. Listen, this doesn't happen without working together. It just simply doesn't happen. And you deserve as much credit as anybody for making it happen. So thank you for everything you've done. I really, really appreciate it. And Mr. Vice President, it is an honor. I just have one question. Does that mean I can move here when I retire? I like it here, you know that. I love it here. Thank you so much. It's a great honor. And I can't tell you how pleased I am. It's a happy time for us. And we've been through some tough times. So one other lesson I've learned, celebrate your successes. And this has been a great success. And you deserve to be a big part of that celebration, along with everybody else who have been exceptionally helpful in making it work. So thank you very much.